Today we're going to create a cityscape that's inspired by Van Gogh's Starry Night. We're going to use warm colors and cool colors. We'll do a crayon resist and use watercolor paints, and then use construction paper to create a city. First, we'll use crayons. You'll need reds and oranges and yellows, the warm colors. And you'll start with your yellow crayon and just start drawing some stars and a moon in the sky. You'll want to look at Vincent van Gogh's Starry Night for inspiration. Color the stars in very solidly because we're going to do a crayon resist. We'll be watercolor painting over the stars soon. Just kind of spread them out and fill in the sky and color them in really nice. And you'll need red crayons and orange crayons also. And then what I'm doing here is doing a dashed line pattern in and around the stars. The dashed lines represent the thick, short brush strokes that are characteristic of Vincent van Gogh's paintings. He was very short brush strokes and it was thick paint, so that's why we're doing the dashed lines with the crayon here. If you go around the stars and loop around, it'll make a really exciting picture. It'll feel like it's moving, which is kind of the feeling you get when you look at Vincent van Gogh's Starry Night. And there's no right or wrong way to do it. Switch colors as often as you'd like and just keep going around the stars and through the other patterns and through the loops. Make sure you press hard enough that your crayon will resist the watercolor paint when we paint the rest of the sky. I'm going to go ahead and speed up the film here so that I can get the sky filled in and you can see what it looks like when you're complete. Just loop around and have fun with it. Always making sure that you're putting enough crayon down to resist the watercolor paint. And then we'll get our watercolor paints and we're just going to use cool colors. We'll use, there's kind of a little card that shows some artwork with cool colors. It's the blues and the purples, and greens. If you have a standard set of watercolor paints, the blue, green, and purple are right together. There's green, blue, and purple, and we're just going to use those three colors for the sky. So you'll need your water and a brush, and activate the paint with some water. And there's going to be no right or wrong way to do this. I kind of like to keep that looping pattern going. Remember, the cool colors can be mixed together to make a new color, and they should mix well together. A lot of water on your brush will make the paints travel easier. I'm just going to kind of loop around and keep that spirit of Van Gogh's painting here. I always think that the Starry Night by Vincent van Gogh looks like there's movement in the sky, or maybe it was a windy evening. You have a lot of different feelings when you look at Van Gogh's paintings, and he definitely used color to show his mood or his feelings. In the beginning of his career in art, I guess he didn't really have a career, but his beginning paintings were dark and dreary, and later in life he began using warmer colors, and you can really kind of tell what he was feeling at different times by the color choices that he made. He had a hard life, not feeling very happy a lot of the time. But anyway, I'm going to keep painting my sky, blue and green and purple, and fill it completely in. Some of the sky will be covered by a cityscape, but I'm going to go ahead and fill the whole thing in. That's so I don't see any white. This is a nighttime sky, and made with cool colors. And here's what our cityscape is going to look like. You'll need 3 shades of gray, or black, medium gray, and a light gray construction paper. And you'll just take like a white crayon or a white colored pencil to draw sort of a silhouette of a city. It needs to go clear from the left over to the right, so just draw a variety of city building shapes up and down. Try to have a variety. I call this the ugly side of the paper. So we'll cut on the line, and then this is the side of the paper that you'll want to put the glue so that when you glue it down, just the pure black side of the paper shows. So go ahead and cut your cityscape out. I usually give my kids paper that's cut down shorter to save paper. And we're going to do this 3 times. So there's that ugly side of the paper, so that just that side shows. And then we're going to have 3 parts. So first I'm going to lay down the light gray. You do the same thing for each part, but maybe with different city shapes or building shapes. So there's the light gray, and I put that down over the sky. And next I'll have a medium gray, and the buildings will be different, so it just kind of overlaps and gives some depth. And then finally the black piece. And notice you can't see the pencil or crayon lines because I put the glue on the back where I drew. And then you can take the scraps that were cut away and kind of just glue those wherever you can find a space, just to give it a little more detail and interest, and use some of that paper that you cut away. And just kind of play around with it and make sure your composition looks balanced. And maybe one or 2 more windows. There's not much room on my middle gray area, but I might find a little spot for a window. And that is your cityscape inspired by the Starry Night by Vincent van Gogh. Thank you.